Hello guys, welcome to another episode of China Uncle Mackie. So today I'm gonna bring you another topic, which is if you need to understand Chinese language to understand China. So here's my viewpoint. I'm not talking about like a foreigner come to China for 10 days tourism, because for those kind of people, it's not necessary ask them to, put a lot of time and effort to understand our language, right? I'm talking about the people who want to set up a business and doing business in China, or a YouTuber want to be an influencer to deliver useful information about China, or I'm talking about someone like have a relationship with Chinese people here. So here's my viewpoint. One, let me ask you another question. If a Chinese people need to learn English to get to the Western countries, the answer is, of course, right? Because, it is about your daily life. If you don't understand the language and you cannot read the signs everywhere, and you are not able to make a basic conversation with the locals, and you cannot talk to your colleagues, and all these kind of things, it makes your life really difficult, right? Because it is quite embarrassing if you walking with Chinese people all around you, they are talking in Chinese, but you don't have any clue about what they are saying, right? I'm not asking you are going to be very perfect in speaking, and but at least your listening should be at a level that can help you to understand what people are talking about around you. Otherwise, if someone is mocking you, making fun of you, you don't have a clue, and you can just giggling and smile like idiots, right? So in this sense, I think everyone should understand to learn a language is a fundamental requirement to be survived in a foreign country. It doesn't matter which country you come from, you have to spend the effort and the passionate to understand, right? So this is one point. All right, so second, I know a lot of you guys have a Chinese wife or a Chinese family here in China, and you want to develop some kind of relationship here in China, right? But English is not widely used in this country. The majority of the Chinese cannot speak your language, and if you are lucky, you will find one or two person like me can make a complex conversation in the family when you're gathering during the spring festival, etc. So etc. But it is a little bit boring if you cannot understand their language when people are talking together, especially that family parties. You got all the relatives comes to the party and talking to each other. But as a foreigner, you don't have the language skills to to enhance the relationship between the relatives, and you don't understand what they are talking, and you don't get the information about all your relatives and what they are doing, and what is their life about, right? This is quite embarrassing, and I think from the psychological point of view, it will make you sometimes scared to participate in such kind of party, because it makes you feel a little bit so bad. Actually, it is so bad. You cannot ask your wife to be a translator all the time around you. You need to get to Uncle Lee or Auntie Wang to have a very brief or in-depth conversation and enhance the relationship, right? It's not like a translation can act in this position to make you have a fun party or something. So that's another point. The third point that I'm going to tell is I know a lot of you guys wanna do business in China, and you wanna some like a business partner and start up your own business, and a lot of you want to be a internet influencer or internet celebrity, deliver useful information about the business, about the life, about politics even in China. But if you cannot speak the language, how can you convince people that the information you deliver is useful and it is the truth? You can't. I'm not agree with the Belgian people in in Spain cannot understand Spanish story. I think it is better to put a Vietnamese or Thailand in that situation. It's more proper because a lot of Europeans understand multi-language. But again, it is so difficult if you don't understand the local language, but you still want to make a business. Maybe someone needs a white face to, you know, to make their company look better. But in the majority of the time, if you really want to cooperate with the businessmen here in China, you have to be, you know, at least fluent in Chinese, because in China, when you do business, you do got like those you know, business dinners. You need to sitting with all those like I don't know, businessmen and women, and talking about some in-depth topics, and make the, we call it 酒局, like make this dinner more interesting, right? And although like some of them can say this and that, different levels of English, but it's better to make yourself more competent in the language skills than make your business even better, and you create more opportunities for yourself, right? And this is another point. All right, so last point. I think Chinese language is totally different as the alphabetic language, like English and Italian or whatever, Latins. Because what? Because it has the history and philosophy embedded in the language. So I mean, you do not, sorry, don't like rely on the translation and try to pretend like if translation can resolve all the problem and deliver the exactly essential information to you. No, it's not. In 100 times, you know, I understand English and Chinese. We do have a lot of translation books from the English book, but when I look at those translations, it's just a crappy, you know. It really depending on the translator's competence about how do they understand the topic about what they are saying. So if you are rely on the translated book that talking about China, in the majority of the opportunity, you will be misled. To wrap up, if you want to be an influencer, you want to deliver useful information about this country, if you a long-term, you know, resident in this country, push yourself, spend some effort. Do not pretending that you understand language, because all the other people understand language can detect if you are pretending to understand language or not. Because by saying like ni hao and all those like short phrases or crap things, and it doesn't make you others feel like you understand language, because you can just simply say hello, people can also understand. You do not have to say ni hao. And so I mean, make yourself wrap up enough vocabulary, and make yourself can make a full sentence that including object, verb, subjects, sorry, adverbs, and all these adjectives, and blended them together to make a sentence, right? And anyway, if you love China and learn the language, and the Chinese people will appreciate that, and it will give you more opportunity. And yeah, cheers.